Hello guys, welcome for another video on the Nashorn restoration. I'm Rob. I'm gonna start with making a few parts for the cradle, for the traversing part. This solid piece needs a slot and a hole and keyway and a wheel that will go inside. So I'm gonna make that now, and I'm gonna show you how I make it. So the first thing is the wheels. It's C45 steel. It's steel that you can harden, but I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, you need a harder steel for the wheels so they won't wear out as fast. I have to drill a hole in it, 20 millimeters, and then I will take it to the lathe to turn it down. So I've got a hole in it. There's a little bit of an angle in it. Yeah, it's difficult to align it perfectly, but there's still enough meat left to turn it around again. It needs to be a bit smaller, so that's no problem. As for these two, this slot needs to go almost all the way through, and this one it's only like 5 or 6 millimeters deep and over the full length. So we'll do that with the angle grinder, cut multiple times, and then cleaning out the remaining material. And for this one the same, but of course not completely through. I have started to cut away the slots for the keys, and what I do first, you can see it here, I cut 2 slots and then from the side at an angle, and after that piece is out I do it the same from the other direction, and then I will grind it flush with a thicker grinding disc. I have done the same to the big deep slots now, but with a small grinder, but of course as you can see that's about as deep as you can get. So it's time for a larger grinder, and I start with the smallest disc I have so that I won't add up with a bunch of small discs that are too large for the small grinder but too small for the big grinder. But I have enough, so that's no problem. So I've got these parts most of the way done. They fit pretty good. Keyway is in place. Still need to fine tune it, and I still need to drill a hole through for the wheel. But yeah, they fit pretty good. These are the keys. I still have to cut it a bit down because it's just a little bit too big now. And here are the wheels and the shafts, and the wheels still need to be turned down, but that will be done later. And when that all is done, I can mount them permanently, and I will use some Loctite to keep them in place, so when we put the part on the Nashorn, the part won't fall out. and then the two smaller holes I still need to make the block. And this is that part. I don't know how clear it is on camera. You can see two thick blocks and one shim plate, and already have the material for it, so I can cut this out. This is scale 1:1 because one side is curved. I have started cutting the pieces out for the clamping block. This is the 5mm piece, then the same size 20, and one, the larger one for the lip, also 20, but it's too thick for the small grinder to cut completely through, and especially in a curve. So what I do, I cut two straight lines more or less alongside the curve, and then on the back I can follow the lines again and cut off the piece, and then later with an abrasive disc I can round it off, as well as the inside curve. I will do the same. So finish grinding out the pieces. These two are already tack welded together. The reason for that is they need to be the same size, and now it's a lot easier to get them exactly the same. Besides, I haven't ground yet because the tack welds are still in place. This is the larger piece, and with a lip that catches onto the bottom where the gear is mounted. Also will tack weld this together, because then drilling the holes it's a lot easier. You only have to drill 2 holes. Also yeah, they are still the same thickness in total, but you only have to mark 2 holes, and all the holes will be in line with the other holes, so it's a lot easier to do. Now you can also see, it's probably difficult to see on the camera, this one, the shape is a little bit different. Maybe I will grind it flush with the rest. And then this side is the lip that will be mounted like this underneath, and then the gear will be mounted on a Z profile, and this will catch underneath. Marked out the holes. I'm going to drill both holes with a smaller diameter drill, and then one hole to the size, and I will bolt it down to the part, and then see how well it fits, and then yeah, maybe drill the hole as is if it looks good, and if it's off a little bit I will drill it in place. By placing the part like this, the drill wants to turn it, and it rests against the base of the magnetic drill, so it's not possible to spin, so you don't have to clamp it that way. The only thing I have to take care of, I won't drill in the bench, so at the last moment I will put something underneath. So I have drilled the part, and it fits pretty good. As I said before, you have a lip here. I'll show you that close up. This lip will grab underneath the gear, the part that holds the gear down. So then when it shoots, it will be like this. When it shoots with the recoil, it wants to go up. Not sure, it looks like it needs to go down. But I guess this is like extra safety. When it wants to go up, it will grab underneath the part, so it won't put the full load on this bearing. I have 2 threaded rods, M16. Still need to weld a knot on one side of the bolt, of each bolt, and then I can create a bolt out of it. And then on this side will be the welded knot, which will look like a bolt head, and on the other side you will see the knot. The keyways are also done with the keys, and the keyways were already done. So I have to drill the hole for the wheel, and then get the wheel nut, paint everything, put it in grease and assemble it, and then this part will be ready for installment. In order to make sure I can drill the hole for the pin for the roller right through this part, the magnetic drill couldn't reach high enough, so I made this part. I can clamp it down in these square tubes, but since it's magnetic drill we need quite a thick piece of metal for a good clamping force, so that's why I've got the 30mm plate on top. I leave the part inside because now it's still fully aligned and it's easier than than re-clamping it, because this is not a part you can clamp very easily. That's not good. That's the keyway of the drill that just snapped off. This is how they look normally, and this snapped off, and by the looks of it there was already a crack inside. So the holes are also drilled in these bushings for the roller, so now I have to wait till our friend has time to turn the two wheels. So this, and we will harden them. And then it's on the size small M8 holes for. Something else that needs to be done is shortening this tube by this much. We made it in the beginning, and either the sketches weren't clear enough, the measurements, or I read it wrong. So it's about 10 centimeters. I'll take it out and weld it back together, and then still need to drill a few holes, and then this part can go on. The inside diameter is about the same, so it's for me easy to check if the alignment is okay. The only thing is to get it straight. It needs to go out this way, so this tack has to come loose. So this part is also finished, except for the holes that I need to drill, but that will be another time. So this part's back on, still hot, but it helps in drying the paint. And I see you next time, and don't forget to subscribe and thumbs up.